What we're witnessing in Washington at this hour, what's a defining moment in the war in Ukraine. President Zelenskyy in Washington. There you see it. The motorcade, if you will, the SUV carrying the American flag, the Ukrainian flag, and perhaps most importantly, the video of President Zelenskyy sitting there in the back seat. You saw a moment ago through the windshield Zelenskyy's face. He's being brought from Blair House to the White House now. President Biden at this hour welcoming Ukrainian President Zelenskyy, of course, to the Oval Office. The president tweeting just a short time ago, "I'm thrilled to have you here. Much to discuss." Zelenskyy, of course, a wartime president, making his first trip outside Ukraine since the Russian invasion some 300 days ago, and it comes at great personal risk. News of his trip broke just before we came on the air for World News Tonight last night here. Security concerns, as you can imagine, just extraordinary. These are live pictures, obviously, from the South Lawn of the White House. President Biden and President Zelenskyy expected to hold bilateral meetings today, followed by a news conference at the White House a bit later this afternoon. They'll both take questions. And then President Zelenskyy will address a joint meeting of Congress tonight at 7:30 Eastern, but he knows full well that he will be addressing the American people. A source very close to the president, President Zelenskyy, telling me that he wants to thank the president, the American people, and Congress for the support in this war so far. This is his second time addressing Congress, of course, his first address in person. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi urging all members to attend, calling it, quote, a very special focus on democracy. All of this, we are told, coming together in just the last week. This visit, President Biden and Zelenskyy expected to discuss a strategy for the war in Ukraine, more possible sanctions against Russia and Vladimir Putin, and also economic and energy concerns. President Zelenskyy will not be returning home empty-handed as well. The Biden administration announcing a new aid package just before his arrival here, including for the first time Patriot missile batteries that President Zelenskyy has long been requesting. His arrival in Washington also comes as Congress weighs another $45 billion in funding for Ukraine. Of course, we remember that moment well in Kyiv this fall, asking Zelenskyy if the president had invited him to the U.S., would he come? He said he would with pleasure, adding, "I have a lot of things I want to say and want to do. We have to discuss very important things for our country's security." He indicated to me at the time that if he came, the timing would have to be critical. And a source close to Zelenskyy just a short time ago telling me that the decision to send Patriot missile batteries to help Ukraine defend itself has been critical here, a crucial part of this visit. Also, they say symbolic, this source says, sending a message that this U.S.-Ukraine relationship, the bond that they have, is greater than ever, the source said to me. I want to bring in our senior national correspondent, Terry Moran, live on the South Lawn of the White House, awaiting the arrival. There we see the SUV carrying President Zelenskyy. And Terry, I was told that Zelenskyy wants not only to thank the president today, but the American people.
That's right, David. What a moment here at the White House. President Zelenskyy, a global figure now, inspiring people around the world with his defiance of Russia's brutal invasion, leaving the battlefields of Ukraine, arriving here at the White House to thank President Biden and the American people and strengthen the critical alliance with the United States. The White House hasn't seen anything like this really since December 1941, when Winston Churchill sailed across submarine-infested seas in the Atlantic and arrived to spend weeks with Franklin Roosevelt planning strategy in World War II. This day has that atmosphere.
Yeah, impossible to overstate the image we're looking at live right here. This is a wartime president making a visit to the U.S., and as Terry mentions, the first time that we can remember, really since Winston Churchill came to the U.S. During war, greeted, of course, moments ago by President Biden, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. You saw the president very quickly put his arm right around him. The two leaders have talked often about strategy, about the U.S. support for the Ukrainian people. President Zelenskyy in the fall telling me that he is grateful for that American support. And we remember that key moment in the interview when he switched to English, just to make sure that the American people would hear his message loud and clear. And now he'll deliver that message in person. I do quickly want to get over to Rachel Scott. She's live on the Hill. And Rachel, this source also telling me that President Zelenskyy believes that not only the American people support him and Ukraine, that there is strong bipartisan support as well, but that he's also aware of some Republicans who have questioned some of this continued financial support for Ukraine.
Yes, David, even as Congress is considering an additional $45 billion in aid to Ukraine, some Republicans, including Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, have insisted that the United States should not write a blank check to Ukraine. Just moments ago, we learned that Leader McCarthy will come face to face with Zelenskyy for a private meeting. But tonight, Zelenskyy has a rare opportunity to address what will shortly become a divided government when Republicans take control of the House in January, David.
No question, though, on Capitol Hill tonight, for that address that we will carry live here on ABC, there will be very strong support in that room from Democrats, Republicans, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi sending out a message to members of Congress last night saying that this will be an evening to celebrate democracy.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.